A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant diplomatic move, Denmark has summoned a senior U.S. diplomat following alarming reports of alleged covert operations in Greenland, a Danish autonomous territory that has garnered interest from the U.S., particularly from former President Donald Trump. The situation escalated on August 27, 2025, when Denmark's Foreign Minister Lars Løkke Rasmussen confirmed that the U.S. charge d'affaires, Mark Stroh, was called in for an urgent meeting. This decision comes on the heels of reports indicating that individuals linked to Trump were reportedly sent to Greenland with the intent of influencing local sentiment towards a potential shift in allegiance from Denmark to the United States. Greenland, known for its strategic location and rich natural resources, has been a focal point of Trump's foreign policy ambitions. Since his return to the White House in January, Trump has expressed a strong desire for the U.S. to assert control over the island, citing security reasons and its mineral wealth as key factors. This renewed interest is reminiscent of his initial attempts during his first term, where he controversially proposed purchasing Greenland, an idea that was met with outright rejection by Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen. The Danish government's concerns were amplified when local media reported that at least 3 Americans affiliated with Trump were conducting clandestine operations in Greenland. These operations reportedly aimed to identify and mobilize supporters for a movement that could facilitate a U.S. takeover of the island. Reports suggest that these individuals were tasked with compiling lists of Greenlanders who might be sympathetic to Trump's vision, as well as identifying those opposed to it. Rasmussen stated, "We are aware that foreign actors continue to show an interest in Greenland and its position in the Kingdom of Denmark. It is therefore not surprising if we experience outside attempts to influence the future of the kingdom in the time ahead. Any attempt to interfere in the internal affairs of the kingdom will, of course, be unacceptable." Prime Minister Frederiksen echoed these sentiments, emphasizing that the Danish government is taking the matter very seriously. The allegations have sparked a public outcry in Denmark, a NATO ally of the United States, raising questions about the integrity of diplomatic relations between the two nations. In response to the unfolding situation, the U.S. State Department sought to distance itself from the reported activities, asserting that the U.S. government does not control the actions of private citizens. A spokesperson stated, "The President, the Vice President, and the Secretary of State have all been clear. The United States respects the right of the people of Greenland to determine their own future." Despite the U.S. government's attempt to clarify its position, the reports have reignited tensions between Denmark and the U.S. over Greenland's status. The Danish Broadcasting Corporation reported that the covert operations included efforts to foster division between Greenland and Denmark, although it remains unclear if these actions were directed by the White House. Greenland, with a population of approximately 58,000, has long sought greater autonomy from Denmark. Recent polling indicates that the majority of Greenlanders are opposed to the idea of becoming part of the United States. A survey conducted by Verian revealed that 85% of respondents did not wish to leave the Danish realm for the U.S., while only 6% expressed support for such a move. The historical context adds another layer to the current tensions. On the same day as the diplomatic summons, Prime Minister Frederiksen issued an apology for a controversial Danish government program that forcibly sterilized Inuit women from the 1960s to the early 1990s, acknowledging the long-standing grievances between Greenland and Denmark. In light of these developments, the Danish monarchy has also taken steps to acknowledge Greenland's significance, with King Frederik recently altering the royal coat of arms to give greater prominence to the territory. As the situation unfolds, it remains to be seen how diplomatic relations between Denmark and the U.S. will be affected. The absence of a U.S. ambassador in Denmark, with Trump's nomination of PayPal co-founder Kenneth Houry still pending, adds to the uncertainty surrounding U.S.-Danish relations. The world watches closely as this story develops, with implications not only for Greenland, but for the broader geopolitical landscape in the Arctic region. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.